can't see you.
Sorry.
Thanks,
Oh,
after
because
me.
of the stand?
Yeah. Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Greater Hartford. My name is Reverend Christine Boylan, and it's wonderful to see you here on this nice, brisk morning. Uh, and, uh, and to also know that there are people watching us from their warm, cozy homes. But they're going to miss out on all the great food that's here today, right? And Deborah will be talking about that later, about our potluck Sunday. But happy February, and also it's Black History Month. So welcome, and thank you to everyone who helped last Sunday, especially Reverend Kathleen Kurzweig and Deborah Giddings, but also to everyone who was in service and to those who attended. I also heard there was a little bit of concern. Where is she? Why isn't she here? Will you guys please relax? um, the board, in all their wisdom, has decided that I need to do more self-care. So I will have, so that means that there'll be additional Sundays when I'm not here. All right, so you guys got to keep it together, all right? And make everything work. And then I really won't have to worry when I'm not here, okay? So thank you for, and somebody said, well, where'd you go? Did you go someplace? No, I slept in. Hello? You know? I kept in my yummies and I watched. Not you guys. I watched, CBS, something this morning. So it was wonderful. Thank you. And also to have 2 days in a row is important. Monday's my day off. So to have Sunday and Monday was really lovely. So thank you for allowing that to happen, for making it happen. I appreciate it. I also have a little bit of news about our buddy, Joe Zibel. His celebration of life will be March 22nd, and it'll be at 1 p.m. All right? So it'll be right here. We'll be having some food and goodies by the Knights of Columbus in our community room. So, this is no surprise, unless you don't know Joe. But if you know Joe, this is not a surprise. They want everyone to wear green. So, right. And also, big news here. I don't know if you noticed, there's some hearts out there on the wall. And in the heart is listed all our ministry teams. Do you know we have 14 ministry teams? 14. Pretty amazing. Yeah, for a little church, 14. Bunch of giving people. But one of those teams that listed is brand new or coming back. And that's the ushers. So that team is going to be led by Willie Simmons and by Michael McCarris. And next Sunday, after the service, we're going to be meeting to kind of go over what it means to be an usher. So some of you might have been tapped on the shoulder and said, hey, you want to join us? But even if you didn't, if you're thinking that, oh, this might be a good way to serve, to be in service to the church, please come and join us next Sunday for that. And it won't be a long meeting. And we're just going to be talking about, well, what does it mean to be an usher, and what are the responsibilities and things like that. So if you're interested, please come join us. Now, this week we have a board member on duty, as we do every week. And this is the person you go to if you can't find me and there's a question or a problem or an issue or a challenge. I will be in 2 different meetings after the service today, so I'm not going to be very available. So the person you would go to is our Board of Vice President, Rob Morehouse. So Rob, stand up, shake it. There we go. There he is. So please go bug him, all right? Now, when you arrived, you should have been handed a bulletin along with song lyrics. And just a reminder that you can help all of us by taking those papers out with you when you leave the sanctuary and leaving them in the basket on the bench. Thank you. So now let us get that bulletin in front of us, and let's affirm what we know about unity and it is our welcome affirmation. So please join me together. Unity is a positive path for spiritual living, and here in Unity, we welcome, value, and include all people. And this is the first Sunday in February. It's also this Sunday when we introduce the new monthly affirmation that is paired with our annual theme, Dancing with Divine Powers. And of course, every month we'll be adding on to that I am. And this month, since it's February, it's I am strength. And our affirmation, which is on your bulletin, it's also on the website, says, I am courageous and resilient through my spiritual power of strength. And so we're asking you to have those both, dancing with divine powers, I am strength, and then I am courageous and resilient through my spiritual power of strength, in your daily prayer. And we'll hopefully all be joining in that prayer together. And so right now, I'm going to ask you, as our worship assistant is lighting our Christ candle remotely, and I'm going to be asking all of you to say this out loud with me. And it's on your bulletin. Together. Dancing with divine powers. I am strength. I am courageous and resilient through my spiritual power of strength. You didn't sound good. You weren't even halfway believing that. Okay? So we're going to say that one more time with feeling. Like, there he goes. Sue's standing up to say it. And even if you don't believe it, what do? We fake it till we make it, all right? So let's say it as though it could possibly be true, all right? Together. Dancing with divine powers. I am strength. I am courageous and resilient through my spiritual power of strength. Oh, that was so much better. Very good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So let's now take that affirmation along with our Christ candle into a time of prayer. And so we breathe in right now and we release. We bring all who we are to this present moment. And as we do, we become aware of that Christ candle that is ablaze. It's on fire in you. It's who you truly are. We open up our mind and our heart and our soul to that truth about ourselves. We are the Christ. We are divine. We are faith. We are strength. All that we need resides right where we are. All that we need, all that we desire, all that we want resides right where we are. For wherever we are, there is the Christ. There is this infinite process that we have come to call God. And we affirm that truth for ourselves today. I am divine. I am faith. I am strength. I am love. I am one with this infinite process we call God. I am one with the universe. I am with all beings. And so let's just take a moment in the silence to go a little bit deeper and to actually embrace that. Just in this moment of silence, I am in the silence. I am. I am faith. I am strength. I am love. I am powerful. As we say yes to this truth, this spiritual truth of ourselves, we walk courageously in our truth, for we know who we truly are. And so it is. Amen. Amen. So welcome now to, hello, Carolyn. Hello. We'll need to have these changed. So welcome to our choir. Welcome, welcome. And to our music director, Carolyn.
Good morning, all. Welcome in on this cozy, chilly / morning. All right, so on your way in, you should have been handed a piece of paper that has the lyrics to today's opening songs, as well as the final song preview. So let's gather that in our hands. Let's stand as we're able, and let's join in singing Swing Wide the Doors. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart and mind. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart and mind. I'm not holding it in anymore. I'm gonna shout it out loud. I understand now what I'm here for and what this life is about. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart and mind. It's about love, it's about laughter, it's about comfort and smiles. It's about love, it's about dance, it's about hearts open wide. It's about love, it's about passion, it's about taking a chance. It's about love, it's about service, it's about lending a hand. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart and mind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Well Well done. You may take your seats. Thank you.
Well, choir, every Sunday you move us from fear to faith and swing wide the doors of our heart. So thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Deborah Wilson. It's my pleasure to be the worship assistant today. And if you are here this Sunday, it is the culinary jackpot. That's right. The first Sunday is always our monthly potluck. So if you're home, get out of those jammies, put on your clothes and come join us, get dressed. If you didn't have a dish prepared, come and bring your hungry bellies and join us. And it's not only Potluck Sunday, it is Birthday Sunday. So many thanks to Lynn Lennon for bringing the birthday cake this month. Thank you. And if you have a birthday in February, and you're here in the sanctuary or watching at home, we're going to ask you to stand. And if we don't announce you, it's simply because you're not in our database. So just let Tony, our office manager, know so she can get you included. So please stand when I say your name and remain standing. But first, before we mention the two-leggeds, let us take a moment to remember our furry, fuzzy angel who also had a birthday, Abby Boylan. Okay. And so when I call your name, if you'd be kind enough to remain standing so we can celebrate you, Michelle Gornish, rise. Jim Mahoney, Offney Davis, Lisa Betts, and Maverick Gallo. Happy birthday. We also invite you, if you're so moved, it would be helpful if you want to volunteer to bring in a birthday cake in one of the upcoming months. You can select whatever birthday month is best for you. We appreciate everyone who can volunteer to do that. Now, 2 weeks ago, Reverend Christine started a class called Living Intentionally in 2025. Today is the second and final class, which will be held in the Fillmore room at 12:15. And unfortunately, at this point, the class is closed, so there's no new registrants, but I'm sure you'll offer it again. And next Sunday is the children's gathering. While the adults are in the Sunday celebration service, we would welcome one more adult to volunteer to assist the team lead, Olivia Soares. Please take a minute to put your name on that sign-up sheet in the atrium. We hold this special opportunity for children on the second Sunday of each month. And please mark your calendars. On Saturday, February 22nd, from 9 until noon, we will be holding a Zoom class titled Spiral Dynamics 101. And it will be taught by Unity Minister Reverend Sy. Now, I wasn't familiar, you may not be familiar with that term, spiral dynamics, but it's going to be something that helps us. We have to admit, in the world, amongst its many blessings, it's a little bit of an unsettled time, and there may be some upset we experience from time to time, concerned with how things are going, the state of our country, just the events that happen. So if you would like to attend, it'll just help us to anchor and make sense of the evolutionary development of individuals, organizations, and our societies. Spiral dynamics helps us to see where we've been, where we're going as a species and within our culture and organization. There are flyers in the atrium with more information, so please sign up if you are moved. Again, that is February 22nd from 9 to 12. And now it's greeting time. So if you can, arise and stand if you are able. Stay in your pew, and then let's look at each other as we offer the Gandhi blessing for peace, which is a call and response. And if you're at home joining us, please send it to your family members, your neighborhood, and out into the world. Let us work together for unity and peace. And now, please repeat after me. I offer you peace. I offer you love. I offer you friendship. I see your beauty. I hear your needs. Our wisdom flows from the highest source. And I salute that source in you. Amen. And in your bulletin is the statement of faith. If you could please find that and join me in affirming together. There is only one presence and one power, active as the universe and as my life, God, the good omnipotence. And I'd love to share today's daily word, look ahead. I looked ahead with positive expectation. So many things pull at my attention. The things I must attend to, meeting the needs of others. Even my own pursuits and passions require time and attention. Setting and working towards goals may sound like a dull undertaking, but it's actually an empowering path to spiritual freedom. Working towards a goal helps me focus and keeps me motivated. I call upon and claim my spiritual gifts of imagination in order to set my goal and plan to achieve it. I use my gift of wisdom to discern the best path and my will to make the best choices. This is the way I use the power of God to give my life meaning and make my dreams come true. I look ahead, grateful for God's presence within me. Let your eyes look directly forward. Let your gaze be straight before you. Keep straight the path of your feet, and all your ways will be sure. Proverbs 4:25-26. So again, the daily word, look ahead, and the affirmation is, I look ahead with positive expectation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a minister who dances with divine powers. She is strength. She is courageous and resilient. I offer you Reverend Christine.
What happened to that hook? You know? Thank you, Deborah. Well, this is a time in our service when we have the opportunity to experience and express gratitude, love, and prosperity. And so let's take this time today to become really clear about how we are looking ahead. And how we can be good stewards of what we have been given. And so we desire to be grateful for what we have been given and to share it. And so this is a time in the service when you have that opportunity to do that, knowing that the universe has your back, knowing that there is always more, knowing that this is your home, your spiritual home. And we all want to be a part of growing this spiritual home. So let yourself feel as grateful as you can to God in you as your one true source of all. And then please join me in our offering blessing, which is on your bulletin. Together. Divine love, flowing as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am and have, all that I give and receive, and so it is. Will the ushers please come forward?
Sometimes the sun shines on other people's houses and not mine. Some days the clouds paint the sky all gray and it takes away my summertime. Somehow the sun keeps shining upon you while I struggle to get mine. Well, if there's a light in everybody, send out your ray of sunshine. trees and past the gates, getting high on heavenly breezes, making new friends along the way. I won't ask much of nobody, I'm just here to sing along and make my mistakes look gracious and learn some lessons from my wrongs. But sometimes the sun shines on other people's houses and not mine. Some days the clouds paint the sky all gray and it takes away my summertime. Somehow the sun keeps shining upon you while I struggle to get mine. A little light never hurt nobody, send out your ray of sunshine. Oh, if this little light of mine combined with yours today, how many watts could we illuminate? How many villages could we save? My umbrella's tired of the weather wearing me down. Well, look at me now. Well, you should look as good as your outlook. Would you mind if I took some time to soak up your light, your beautiful light? You got a paradise inside. I get hungry for love and thirsty for life and much too full on pain when I look to the sky to help me, and sometimes it looks like rain as sun shines on other people's houses and not mine, and the sky paints the clouds in a way that takes away the summertime. Somehow the sun keeps shining upon you while I kindly stand by. If there's a light in everybody, send out your ray of sunshine. Well, if there's a light in everybody, send out your ray of sunshine.
Well, today, the talk has a question for you. Are you contagious? Now, that's not an unusual question for this time of the year when we had the flu and colds and even COVID still moving about the environment. And we thank everyone who experienced a contagious bodily illness for staying home until they felt better or tested negative. And yet, what about the other contagious illnesses? Not the body ones, but the ones of the mind and perhaps of the heart. Are you spreading those illnesses? And or are you vulnerable to being infected? Yes, America is deeply divided, or so it seems. And sometimes, to make ourselves feel better or less alone, we want to pronounce some actual fact or action, or some proposed fact or action, or even a rumor, as the worst or the end of what we value or love. And in getting someone else as upset as us, nothing much has happened except that now two people are feeling upset at best, or feeling terrorized at worst. And you might not feel so alone in that moment, but I can guarantee you that you do not feel empowered or strong or courageous or resilient. Most likely, the other person meeting your feeling with a similar feeling has just convinced you that you are correct and you should be very, very afraid, overwhelmed, and depressed. What you love or value will be destroyed. The end is near. And those who are the other, whoever appear to be threatening what you love and value, are horrible people without redemption and are so strong that you cannot overcome them. Does anyone know what Tuesday, February 4th is? It's Rosa Parks' Day. It's her birthday. It's a day when we celebrate, when we honor her courage, her strength, and resiliency. On December 1st, 1955, after a long day of work, she boarded a bus in Montgomery, Alabama. She took her seat in what was called the colored section, and she rode the Cleveland Avenue bus home. And as she did, the bus began to fill up. Well, the Montgomery City Ordinance allowed bus drivers to assign seating. However, it did not permit them to demand passengers to give up their seats. Despite this, the bus drivers customarily required black passengers to give up their seats to white passengers when that public transportation became full. Well, when the bus driver asked Rosa Parks to give up her seat, she said no. Police were called in. She was arrested, and what followed, of course, is civil rights history. On December 5th, 1955, the courts found Rosa Parks guilty of violating the city ordinance and fined her $10 plus a court fee. Now, African American leaders, including Martin Luther King Jr., organized the Montgomery bus boycott for the day of Rosa Parks' trial. The boycott succeeded, lasted several months. This act of defiance elevated this Montgomery, Alabama seamstress into a pivotal symbol in American civil rights movement. Later, she was honored by the U.S. Congress as the First Lady of Civil Rights and the mother of the freedom movement. So what contagion did she spread? How did she use her words in addition to that famous no? One quote from her is, "I have learned over the years that when one's mind is made up, this diminishes the fear. Knowing what must be done does away with fear." She also said, "There were times when it would have been easy to fall apart or go in a different direction, but somehow I felt that if I took just one more step, someone would come along to join me." Yeah. Rosa Parks knew that she was, or could be, contagious, and she was certain of what she wanted others to catch. She showed how to overcome, how to rise up in her individual and collective power. And in turn, she started a whole new way of resisting and overcoming. Now, last week, Reverend Kathleen asked you to consider some new dance steps to the Song of Life. She reminded you of your 12 spiritual powers that it could assist you in trying out some new dance steps and perhaps even a whole new dance routine. Now, I think I know what some of you might be thinking right now, probably screaming at me in your head. But Reverend Christine, what is going on is horrible. It is. It's cruel, vindictive, harmful. And those who want it are not thinking about the greater good, the good of everyone. And I have a right to my feeling. I feel scared, threatened, vulnerable. And my reply to you is, you're right. You're right, I agree. But my reply continues. Although I understand, are you helping or hindering? Are you helping or hindering? Harriet Tubman said, God's time of emancipation is always near. He set the North Star in the heavens. He gave me the strength in my limbs. He meant I should be free. Your opinion of the facts or situation and your feelings may very well be justified, but are they setting you free or are they keeping you in bondage? Believe me, I understand the urge to raise the alarm, to complain and condemn, to be angry and to spread my thoughts and emotions. I've done it. I've done it one-on-one. I've done it in a group. I've done it on social media. I've done it. And yet others did agree, but the only thing that happened was that I began to feel that our country was doomed. And that is a rabbit hole not worth falling into. So what do I do? What did I do? I hit the pause button. I began my day with an intention. I spent extra time in prayer and silence. And I only read the headlines so I could be marginally informed. And I watched and read those things that fed my soul, empowered me. I had to stop watching TV news, even PBS and BBC. It's only in the last week or so that I'm back to watching some news. I needed that break. I needed the silence to remember. The silence to remember who I am. I am divine. I am the light in the world. So I saw this cartoon, and it's two people. And one person is saying, oh, I am so depressed. I feel so overwhelmed. I am so stuck. I don't feel I can do anything. And the other friend said, have you eaten anything healthy today? No. Well, have you left your home, gone out for a walk or something? No. Well, have you cleaned up your apartment or your home or did laundry? No. Have you read anything uplifting and empowering? No. Did you even think of taking a nap? I ask you this week to love yourself and our country enough to hit the pause button and get centered in your truth. And then do something, even if it's a nap. Well, you know what else I discovered by hitting that pause button? I didn't miss out on any major news items. And everything went on just fine without me. Only one thing changed, and that was me. Now I'm stronger. I feel like I've been inoculated. I'm ready to take some action, join some groups. I'm ready to creatively and lovingly overcome, thank you, Rosa Parks. We talk about that long road from our mind, our brain, to our heart. But what about the next long road? To our words and our actions. From the moment we could talk, we understood the power of words, the power to get attention, the power to get fed, the power to hurt, to love, to obey, to disobey. There is power in our words. Our words also make impressions on our conscious and subconscious minds. And these impressions stay long after our words might be forgotten. And they often shape the quality of our thinking and our actions. Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore wrote about the power of our words. In his book, Revealing Word, he writes, "Words are the vehicles through which ideas make themselves expressed." In Dynamics for Living, a book about his talks, he says, "Every word we speak goes forth from our mouth charged with atomic energies. Our mind determines the character of our words. What the mind determines, the mouth obediently utters. Its words are loaded with constructive or destructive electrons, all mathematically arranged to build up or to blow up ourselves, our aims, and our ideals." So, are we building up or are we blowing up? Are we spreading more hatred, anger, and depression? Or are we using our creative power of the word to help ourselves and others to creatively rise up, to be empowered, to have the strength to stand in our truth? When we creatively and lovingly use our words, we are more likely to not only be aligned with others, but with the divine. And when that happens, the positive energy in our words doesn't just increase from 1 to 2. No, it multiplies. Our words filled with positive energy can be contagious. Kindness can be contagious. Love is contagious. Community is contagious. Your positive, empowering words can be a vehicle for change, creating connection, strength, courage, and faith. At times, it can feel like noise as it disrupts the status quo. And that is when words change what we think we know. When we come together, we create an energy that is stronger and wiser than what we can create alone. Together, we become stronger, more effective, more resilient as we weave our voices, intentions, and energies into a collective song that we can even dance to. We are all in this together, even those we don't like, don't trust. Desmond Tutu said, "My humanity is bound up in yours, for we can only be human together." And while it may seem like the world or the government or a politician is against you, nothing can control you unless you decide it has that power. How many others on that same bus as Rosa Parks gave up their seat, thinking, well, what can I do? I got to do it. And yet, I bet when they went home that night, they bitterly complained about it. What were they spreading? Not Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks decided that no one had power over her. No one and nothing could diminish her spiritual identity, who she truly was, and her faith kept her strong as she said no. And in using the power of her word, she created a movement and a better world. Her courage, her strength, and her love was all put into one word that was incredibly contagious. Now, I want to leave you with a poem. Okay, I know. I like poems. And this is a poem that's called Because by Watola Tromer. So I can't save the world. Can't save myself. Can't wrap my arms around every frightened child. Can't foster peace among all nations. Can't bring love to all who feel unloved. So I practice opening my heart right here in this room and being gentle with my insufficiency. I practice walking down the street heart first. And if it is insufficient to share love, well, I'll practice loving anyway. I want to converse about truth, about trust. I want to invite compassion into every interaction. One willing heart can't stop a war. One willing heart can't feed the hungry. And sometimes, daunted by a task too big, I ask myself, what's the use in trying? But today, the invitation is clear to be ridiculously courageous in love, to open a heart like a lilac in May, knowing it may freeze, that freeze is possible, and yet opening anyway. To take love seriously, to give love wildly, to race up to the world as if I were a puppy, adoring and unjaded, stumbling over my own exuberance. And yet, to feel the shock of indifference, of anger, of cruelty, of fear, and stay open. To love as if it matters, as if the world depends on it. And my own postscript right now is, because it does. Namaste.
All right. Well, we have come to the time in our service where we like to form a circle and sing together our Unity Peace Song. So you may form that circle in whatever way you wish. All right, my dears. So let's take a deep breath, and together we will sing our Unity Peace Song. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the world now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Sounded wonderful, and if you would be kind enough to remain standing for our prayer for protection, and if you could say this together: the light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And as Reverend Christine extinguishes the Christ candle, we know, we affirm, we remember the light within us can never be dimmed, diminished, or extinguished, for we are always one with the divine.
Okay. Well, I want to thank everyone who helped with today's service, and especially our prayer chaplains, as they've been holding us in sacred prayer throughout today. And we have a prayer chaplain who is available, and there she is, Lynn. Lynn will be right up here at the end of the service, and she is available for one-on-one prayer. If she is with someone praying, please stay in the sanctuary, because if she doesn't see you, she'll think there's no one and we'll be done. Okay, so please stay here if you do want one-on-one prayer. And that means that everyone here, though, needs to leave so they can have that quiet, confidential time of prayer. There are other two ways to pray, and one is in front of you in that little pocket is a prayer card. You can fill out that prayer card and put it in the prayer box in the back. And while you're there, take an affirmation card, light a candle. If you're online, you can email a prayer request, and you're going to email that to prayerrequest@unityhartford.org. All your prayers are in that prayer box for 30 days, and they're prayed over by the prayer chaplains. And then after 30 days, they're sent to Unity in Missouri, where they're held in the Chapel of Silent Unity, where they're again prayed over for another 30 days. So thank you for your prayers. We are honored to be able to pray with you. Now, there are many others who helped with today's service, so I'm going to say everybody's name first, and then we're going to wildly applaud at the end. So, of course, our worship assistant, Deborah, our hospitality team, Jocelyn, Georgine, Catherine, Joan, and Corey, and I know there were some other people in there helping out. Our tech team, Marty and Michael, Julie, Jim and Tony. Our setup team, Leah. Our greeters, Willie and Lee. Our ushers, Lois and Liston. And our choir, Liston and Rob and Wendy. Wow, I did it all. So thank you to everyone. Now, if this is your first time here, we welcome you, of course, and we invite you to take a welcome package that is on the high top table in the atrium. And that package is also, available for anyone who's online. If you'd like to receive that information packet, just send us an email to officemgr@unityhartford.org. Please include your mailing address so we can put that in the mail to you. And thank you to our new people, our frequent flyer people, and to everyone for blessing us with your presence today. And, of course, many thanks to our wonderful music director, Carolyn. What is our final song?
Thank you. We have one more song today, and that is Stand By Me. And if you look on the back of your lyric sheet, you can probably deduce that you're invited to sing along. Okay? Yeah, you want to stand? Stand by me. When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we see. Oh, I won't be afraid. Oh, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. Darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. If the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, all the mountains should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. Darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me. And darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me, stand by me. Whenever you're in trouble, won't you stand by me? Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me, stand by me. Good job, friends. That was really fun. I like those vibes. Thank you to everyone for joining us today. Please feel invited to join us after the service in the community room for our potluck and coffee, etc. We look forward to seeing you on Wednesday evening for our 30-minute meditation service at 7 p.m. on Facebook, as well as next Sunday here in person or on our website or Facebook for a 10:30 a.m. Sunday celebration service. So as you go through your week, stay mindful of the inspirational germs that you can spread. I love it. Have a wonderful day.